Is this a good move or a bad move for Lamar?
Well, it all depends on how he carries it, Skip. If it doesn't slow him down, actually it's a good move because it gives him extra padding, and hopefully he can last a 17-game season. Now, if it slows him down, now it's a detriment to you because the thing that separates Lamar, what makes him so unique, is his speed. He can go from 0 to 100 in 2 steps. So now all of a sudden you can do that at 205. There's a reason why a Ferrari can outrun a Mack truck, because the weight differential. Yep. So if it doesn't slow him down, he felt that, you know what, I would have said, you know what, Lamar, 220. I think 220, 208, from 205, 208 to 220, 215. Skip, 20 to 25 pounds, that's a lot of weight. And how does he carry it? Now, I understand that, just throwing the football, but to get into games and you're going to have to run, you're going to have to use your legs, it'll be very interesting to see. Now, when the season starts, is he still 230, or has he shed some of that from training camp, being out there in the sun, changing up of his diet? And now is he back down to 215? I think 215 would have been a great weight for him. Yep. But I think the thing is, you tried and see. Now, I don't know if I would have put that much weight on. I think it would have been incremental at best for me. But for Lamar has to do what he feels is going to give him the best chance to stay on the field and play at his absolute best, because that's what they're going to need. They're going to need him for all 17 games, being the Lamar Jackson of the previous 2 years, in which he was MVP 1 year and he had an outstanding season next year. So, man, that's a lot of weight, Skip. That's a lot of weight. That's all I can say. That's a lot of weight. I don't care what position. I don't care what position you play. 20, 25 pounds is a lot of effing weight.
I hear you. I agree with you. I'm concerned to the point of being troubled by this. When I watch the video of him at camp, he looks good.
Right.
He doesn't look appreciably bigger.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm looking at it, I'm like, you don't look 230, but okay.
No. Okay. Now we're back to a conundrum that has plagued me for years when I talk or write about black quarterbacks, because many black quarterbacks resent the label of being a running quarterback.
Correct.
I'm not a running quarterback. I'm a quarterback. Yes, you are. Lamar Jackson won the MVP of this league.
Yeah.
And he won it
unanimously.
And he won it more with his arm than his legs.
Yeah.
But his legs obviously benefited his arm. Okay? So God gave you, in my view, that talent.
Yeah.
You got to utilize both. It doesn't mean you can't throw. It means that you have the ability to run and supplement your arm with your legs. You're actually more blessed than the non-running quarterback because you have an advantage if you will utilize it.
Correct.
Now I hark back to a situation that you knew, which was the RG3 situation in Washington.
Yes.
So Kyle, Mike Shanahan say, okay, if the owner insists that we draft you and we trade up to draft you, we're going down to Baylor and we're going to figure this thing out.
Right.
So they did. They went and spent a week at Baylor just to figure out, how do we incorporate the read option into this and get Robert in advantageous position?
Correct.
Well, they did. He won Offensive
Rookie of
the Year in the National Football League. They won
he was Offensive Player of the Week in his first game against the Saints. Remember,
I remember the throw that he made.
Yes.
It was, it was a breathtaker.
Yeah.
Okay, so we all know, for whatever reason, as athletic as Robert was, he just couldn't figure out, maybe it was psychological, he couldn't get down.
Right.
He couldn't perfect the slide.
Right.
I guess he didn't play much baseball, but he couldn't slide. They even brought in some nationals to try to slide. And he couldn't, and it cost him, because it cost him his knee. And it got hurt, and then it got wrecked against Seattle in the playoff game that they led 14-0 before they folded because Robert had to fold up.
Yep.
Then I was told, I think you heard the same story, that as he started to rehab his wrecked knee, and it was completely torn up. I think he had three different ligaments torn. I was told that his father marched into, not to Shanahan's office, into Dan Snyder's office, and basically said, next year, and from this point forward, my son is going to be Peyton Manning.
Right.
I was told he used that analogy. We were going to turn our son into Peyton Manning.
Right.
Okay. Do I think Robert could throw as well? I don't. He had a big arm and a good arm.
Right.
But he needed to complement the arm with the legs.
Right.
It helped. It's why he won Offensive Rookie of the Year, Player of the Week, the first week. The point was that Mike Shanahan and Kyle were horrified by this concept because they just knew that's not the way to go.
Right.
You've got to continue to figure this out. And for whatever reason, Robert lost all his confidence as he tried to rehab, and he never was the same after that.
Well, I'm applauded, but plus, you know, you're taping and rehab, and you got a marriage going up, and you're going to Kentucky Derby, you're doing all this other stuff, which was unnecessary. Skip, for me, look, people label me a pass-catching tight end. I wasn't going to try to put on 10, 15 pounds to show that I was a blocking tight end. Damn you. Because I'm more of an asset in the passing game than I am a liability in the run game.
Agreed.
So I'm not going to let y'all put no pressure on me to tell me I need to be 240, 245.
So
to hell
you
with
played
me.
at
I played at 228.
228.
Yeah.
Well, right now, Lamar allegedly weighs 2 more pounds than you played at.
Yeah, but I wasn't going to no 240 to 2. Oh, man, I'm going to show them that I'm a blocking tight end. Okay, go ahead. That's what we got Carswell for. He's the blocking tight end.
Okay. So I dread this for Lamar because I get the idea. His quote was, I was a little small. And you could argue he was, and you're going to get more, and I hate that word nicked because it's a euphemism for hurt, but you're going to get beat up more at 205 than you will at 230.
But it's hard for me to believe that you can get away at 230 better than you could at 205.
You just can't. It's physics.
Yeah.
It's like they always teach in weight loss. If you just take 1 pound and carry it around, it's heavy.
Yes.
1 pound.
Right.
And if you drink a pound of water, it's hard to run fast
exactly.
with it. So you don't. You're going to make yourself bloated.
If you look, Skip, if you look at it, if you look at guys that run, no matter what, whether you're a sprinter, whether you're distance, they try to be as light as they possibly can. It's like you said, it's just the physics of it.
I mean, when I got serious into marathon running, I realized I'm too big for it.
Yeah.
So I lost down. I was like, ugh, it was a
You had to be
look.
what, 50?
No, I got to 145.
Okay, yeah,
My best marathon was at 145 pounds, and I now weigh 165 or 70, somewhere in that ballpark. I completely changed my body. But the point is, it's physics.
Yeah.
How much weight can you carry for 26.2 miles? Well, you better get down to 145. And yet, when I would stand at the start line, look around at these tiny little guys, I'd say, I look like Yogi Berra compared to them, you know? Like I'm way too big to be doing it at 5'11", 145 pounds.
Right. Yeah, because they like 5'8", 135 pounds, 130 pounds.
And at 145, I look like a refugee, you know? Like, it was a bad look. I look bad, I look gaunt, I look
You do. Yeah,
haggard.
you're running those kind of miles.
Okay.
And you got no muscle, Skip. You can't put no muscle on running those kind of miles.
You can't. You can try, but it won't.
They don't know.
Because you're going to burn them all
You
off.
eat it up.
Okay. So the point is, that's how you do that. And how he won the MVP, I'll bet he weighed 208 when he won the MVP.
Yes.
Lamar, think about it. What are you doing? Because he cannot be as quick or fast.
I don't believe he can either. And so why, you're like, okay, I can take the pounding better. You're probably going to be in more pounding at 230 because it's going to be harder for you to get away. Hey, I commend the guy for always trying to expand his game, trying to get better. But there are limits, and I just, like I said, that's a lot of weight to gain over a short period of time.
I'm just afraid it's wrong-headed because you're cutting off your nose to spite your face.
Yeah.
Because you're...
Damn him, Lamar. I mean, he's a running soul.
So?
I'm going to run to another MVP, and if I stay healthy, guys make plays for me on the outside, I'm going to run us to the playoffs, and we'll see what happens once we get to the playoffs.
He's simply been the most electrifying broken field runner in the league. Name somebody. There's nobody like him.
I just believe, Skip, if he were to improve 1 to 2 percentage points as far as throwing the football, that would serve him better than that additional 20 pounds.
Okay.
That's just my estimation, but hey, that's his body. He feels that he needs to put on this kind of weight. But
he ended the year hurt.
Yeah.
So he's saying, if I'm bigger and stronger, maybe I'll be healthier.
You can't add nothing to those ankles.
No.
That bony tissue down there.
Putting on weight is always a tricky thing, guys, both when it comes to affecting speed and then, of course, the wear and tear on one's body.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.